is 2024, July 2nd, and we'll study today the paper Microplastic Human Dietary Intake from 1990 to 2018 grew across 109 major developing and industrialized countries, but can be halved by plastic debris removal. Today, the presenter is Jong-myung Lee. Jong-myung Lee, the floor is yours. Please present and share your screen. I will start.
Thank you, Jong-soo. I'm Jong-myung Lee of OSEAN. Today we will study microplastic human dietary uptake from 1990 to 2018, grow across the 109 major developing and industrialized countries, but can be halved by plastic debris removal. This paper published in Environmental Science and Technology, which is a very good scientific journal, publishing very good research papers. And this paper is prepared by Xiang Zhao and Fengqi Yu of Cornell University. So they conducted a very comprehensive research on human intake of microplastic, and they mapped global distribution of human intake of microplastic and embody retention time in country level. And they suggested some policy recommendation on the removal of plastic and reducing the human intake and embody distribution of microplastics. So I will read the abstract and check the figure and tables. Microplastics, plastic particles smaller than 5 millimeter, are now a growing environmental and public health issue as they are detected pervasively in freshwater and marine environment, ingested by organisms, and then enter the human body. Industrial development drive this environmental burden caused by MP formation and human uptake by elevating plastic pollution levels and shaping the domestic dietary structure. We mapped the MP human uptake across 109 global countries on 5 continents from 1990s to 2018, focusing on the world's major coastlines that are affected by plastic pollution that affect the UN Sustainable Development Goals, SDG 6, clean water and sanitation, SDG 14, life below water, and SDG 15, life on land. Amid rapid industrial growth, Indonesia tops the global per capita MP dietary intake at 15 grams monthly. In Asian, African, and American countries, including China and the United States, airborne and dietary MP uptake increased over 6-fold from 1990 to 2018. Eradicating 90% of global aquatic plastic debris can help decrease MP uptake by more than 48% in Southeast Asian countries that peak MP uptake. To reduce MP uptake and potential public health risk, governments in developing and industrialized countries in Asia, Europe, Africa, and North and South America should incentivize the removal of plastic from freshwater and saltwater environment through advanced water treatment and effective solid waste management practice. So let's check the figure and tables. Figure 1 showing the dietary and airborne MP uptake pathway overview. So we ingest and inhale microplastic from the various kind of food. So the density of microplastic in food can be affected by trophic transfer. And in aquatic environment, there are many microplastics, but we can reduce it by plastic recycling and wastewater treatment system improvement. That's figure 1, the concept of uptake of microplastic. And figure 2 is the concept of calculation of the intake and retention rates of microplastic in body. So they collected the data on microplastic density in food and from packaging and food processing. And they collect data on human inhalation rate, airborne MP concentration, and they consider the domestic dietary habits. And they calculated the MP uptake by inhalation, and they considered the uncertainty in MP concentration, and they could calculate MP uptake rate. And they also considered the MP retention chemical kinetics to calculate the MP residence in human body across country. So with the human microplastic retention rate, they analyzed the relationship between the MP human retention rate and economic development with the GDP by countries. For MP uptake reduction rate, they considered this kind of removal efficiency of water cleanups and MP concentration reduction in food species, and they simulated the ratio of MP uptake reduction by removing the aquatic plastics. That's figure 2, and let's go to figure 3. You can see the many equations used in the calculation. And yeah, figure 3 showing the results, including daily MP dietary intake by countries. You can see many Southeast Asian countries, including China, showing very high number of daily microplastic dietary intake. And also in daily intake by inhalation, also China and other Southeast Asian countries also showing some high number. And figure B, figure 3B, showing the pathway of a microplastic from food to each country's people. So you can see fish is affecting significantly, and algae, refined grain, also affecting the microplastic uptake by the people of each country. You can see the national flag of Malaysia, Philippines, Indonesia, and Vietnam here. Okay, let's go to figure 4, showing the MP residence rates in human body by milligram per capita per day. Yes, we also can see the Southeast Asian countries showing high number, but we also can find out that African countries, some African countries, including Egypt, and other countries showing the high value of MP residence rate. And in panel B, showing the MP residence rate in human body in 20 top countries. You can see Malaysia, Indonesia, Egypt, Philippines, Vietnam, Laos, Thailand, and other. Some African countries and China and also South Korea. The value is above global average of a microplastic residence rate. In caption, they tell that the panel is G20 countries, but it's an error. So panel B is showing top 20 countries, not G20 countries. And we can find out very strong positive correlation between MP residence rates in human body and industry value added to GDP, like economic growth. So the East Asia and South Asian countries and West Asia and African countries also showing very strong positive relationship between two values. But in Europe and North and South Africa, there are no positive, significant, strong correlation, so that we can understand that these areas, rapid economic growth do not affect the MP retention rates in human body, because they already developed the solid waste management system or environmental control technology and infrastructure. So the economic growth do not affect MP retention rate anymore. And then go to figure 6, showing the economic growth and human retention rates by countries, but the explanation in caption is opposite. There is an error. So panel A is industrialization, economic growth. Panel B is national MP residence rates increment from 1990s level. So we can see in high economic growth, there are rapid increase in national MP residence rates in countries from 1990s level. And figure 7 showing if we remove global aquatic plastic by 50, 75, 90, and 99%, we can expect reducing of MP in vivo residence rates by removing 50% of aquaplastic. We can expect around about 30% of MP residence rate reduction. And also with 75%, we can expect about 40% reduction in MP residence rates. So then we can understand, even if we remove 99% of aquatic plastic from the world sea, we only can reduce half of MP in vivo residence rates. So we can see there is some kind of delay effect among removal of existing plastic and the human body microplastic residence rate. Okay, that's all the figures and tables. We have huge amount of supporting information, but let's check it later. But I want to share with you the dashboard made by Claude artifact function. So I give the paper and let Claude 3.5 Sonnet model to make a dashboard to share the learning from this paper. So the AI made this dashboard showing that in overview, the key finding of this paper is a microplastic human intake's global impact. So the paper says microplastic uptake increased over sixfold from 1990 to 2018. In water quality aspect, removing 90% of aquatic plastic debris can reduce MP uptake by 51%. And for dietary source, 70.4% of microplastic intake in Southeast Asia is from seafood consumption. And inhalation risk, people in East Asia can inhale up to 2.8 million microplastic particles per day. So that is key findings AI suggested from this paper. And AI made this interactive graph showing the top countries by microplastic uptake. So Indonesia is top countries and showing that the uptake is 15 gram per month. For Philippines, it's 11, Malaysia 9, Vietnam 8. And it also made this tab on reduction strategy. So I've already told you by removing 50% of global aquatic plastic, we can expect around 30% of reduction in microplastic uptake or retention. So these are interactive graph made by AI. And so it suggests the policy implications. So government should incentivize the removal of plastic debris from freshwater and salt water environment. And I ordered AI to make one more tab on modeling. So it made this tab. So for calculation, for estimation of MP uptake by air inhalation, the authors considered these factors. And for dietary intake, they compiled many data from the sources. So the key equation is explained like this. And the data source was FAO database, global dietary database, and UN database for age structure, and other literatures from NP concentration in food and air. So with this dashboard, I can easily catch the key findings and method of this paper. So you can use this AI tool for study the papers. And I also want to share the supplementary information for this paper. So it includes many bunch of information. So supplementary information. One is input data for MP human intake calculation for countries, and abbreviations and reference for MP concentration. And the figure show the like a dietary characteristics of countries, top countries, and B is showing the drink and water intake by countries. So we can understand South Korea, we drink water and coffee. But for Chinese people, they drink water and tea, more tea compared to Korean people. And I saw some yogurt or something, yogurt from panel A, I found out that in India, they drink yogurt with a red color. Like this, you can understand the dietary and drinking characteristics of peoples of countries. And also these are the dietary characteristics of all the 109 countries. Food intake. And the highest and lowest microplastic human intake in 2018 with a maximum, average, and minimum value. And supplementary 3 is a sensitivity analysis of on in vivo residence rate reduction. I think they are showing some kind of a consistency in the result. Even they change the value to 90 to 99%. And S4 is a nomenclature in equation. So you can understand what is the meaning of the nomenclature in the equation. And S5 is the uncertainty analysis. They are showing some kind of normal distribution. And S6 is a microplastic human uptake result in all the 109 countries. So we already saw the result from top 20 countries in the paper. And you can see the economic development and human microplastic retention rate. And they are providing references for the supplementary information. Okay, that's all I prepared for understanding this paper. So let's have a Q&A session.